Hello everyone, welcome back into another My Little Pony thing. Yep, I made sure that I finished S7 as soon as I could. So about a week after I made the video for the sixth one. Honestly, S7 is pretty good. Like, I was actually surprised that there wasn't that many things I didn't like about S7. Like, there mostly is, again, at best. It's actually pretty cute at best. I mean, cute at worst, actually. It's cute at worst, and pretty dang good at best. So, let's just get right into it. I mean, like you've seen the S6 video, then you have an idea what to do with the S7 video. Okay, so, before I begin, I've been made aware that the My Little Pony logo has changed for S7. I don't know if it's for S6, but I know I've noticed it in S7. So, I'm going to be using the new logo for the thumbnail. Okay. My favorite episode of Season 7. There are two options for this one, and honestly, I kind of want to save the second one for a later thing I'm about to say. So, my favorite episode is Episode 4, Rock Solid Friendship. It's a mod episode. That's, like, that in itself knows, like, how good this is. Like, just the fact that it's a mod episode. And not just that, like, it's a very heavy mod episode. So, the first thing I wrote in my notes about Episode 4 is, more mod. Nice. But seriously, though, the best thing about this episode is the mod verbal ownage. Like, the mod, like, speaks a lot more in this episode than anything else. Granted, the episode very focuses on her, so, of course, she would have to talk a lot eventually, but especially in this episode. But the verbal ownage mod has done is hilarious and it's awesome. And it's Maud is such a really cool character, like, overall. But, like, there was this moment where Starlight is saying that, hey, wait, have we met before? And then Maud saying, yeah. Like, yes. And pretty much briefly explains how Maud is somewhat responsible for Starlight going evil. And Piggy's like, let's not talk about that. So yeah, apparently Maud is responsible for somewhat responsible for Starlight being evil. Or rather, doing the evil thing in the previous thing in S5, if I'm not mistaken. So, it's kind of nuts. But seriously though, Maud staying in the Ponyville, becoming more of a side character, or at least more having a promotion of sorts of character status, makes me think that, you know what, is the whole Starlight being friends with Maud, is that going to lead to Starlight having her own main six? Because he already has Trixie down, she already has Sunburst down, and now she has Maud down. So, I mean, granted, technically Discord counts, but I don't really count Discord, because he's just kind of there for the ride, really. And also, maybe not counting Thorax in there, because he's doing his own thing. Or Ember doing her own thing. But, I think that Starlight might get her own main six. That'd be kind of cool if she doesn't get her own main six. So, we'll see if it ends up being a team of six. Even though this episode has an embarrassing Pinky moment, but it's not that bad, it's just an embarrassing Pinky moment. At least it's not an embarrassing Dash moment. But yeah, Maud has her doctorate in rocks, a rocktorate, but Maud's lines are hilarious. Especially the part where Maud's saying that, what do you think she got her rocktorate by shredding guitar?
Wow, you can tell that from a line? I didn't get a rock drip because I can shred on guitar like no pony else.
That is hilarious. Just this Maud verbal ownage. Now I'm gonna save the other favorite episode I have for a bit later because it involves my favorite character for the season. Okay. My hated episode. Actually, to be honest, like, I have trouble with a hated episode. To be honest. It's not that, because S7 doesn't really have a bad episode. But, if I have to choose one, it would be episode 8. Hard to say anything. Mostly because of the cringe. Because there is cringe involved with episode 8. All because of something that you think the show would stop doing, but no, but they keep doing. In that, some sort of event happens, right? And then the characters in question, or some other character who's like the lead character or lead characters, try to find a way to solve a problem, that ends up creating the problem for something using some sort of, I would say, let's say the MacGuffin, not a MacGuffin, it's not a bad idea, it's a bad idea. Like a token problem. Token problem item. Let's leave it at that. A token problem item. And they're trying to use said token problem item to solve the problem, only to get it worse, only for the episode to be resolved without having to use the problem item. In this case, the problem itself is that Big Mac has a crush. But, okay, I'll get to that. I'll get to that crazy thing in a minute. So Big Mac has a crush, right? And so the CMCs at the time who saw a fairy tale book or whatever. So Sweetie Belle is thinking, hey, let's use this fairy tale book for you to get the girl. And they decided, sure, only for another challenger for the girl to show up. Who, by the way, the girl was actually part of season 3 initially, apparently. I actually forgot her existed because it's a background character. But this character actually is a recurring character in the series, it turns out. Anyway, they use the fairy tale book to put Mac into situations where he wants to do some sort of fairy tale endings with the girl in question. Except that the challenger does the same, except arguably better. Which leads a sort of weird song off, which results in the girl in question, not wanting to do with any of the two guys, Big Mac and the challenger. Only for Big Mac to just do something like he would do, which is fix a table that she wanted a table he wants to be bigger. So he fixed the table and made it bigger, and then that more or less got the girl in question to fall in love for Big Mac. Without ever using that fairy tale book. This isn't the first instance of what I just said in S7. There's actually another instance of this. But the thing is, this is kind of an easily solvable problem. But they decided to go the long way. There's another episode again like this where the episode could have been shorter, but decided to take the long way through. So that's what kind of we don't like. There's a bit of cringe, and with an easy solvable problem that didn't really need, that big of a deal. My favorite character, there's 2. Honestly, I think, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I've ever seen, I'm not seeing anyone else's, pony videos about a season. And I don't plan on doing so anytime soon. But I can imagine that the fan favorites would be the Apple parents. Bright Mac and Pear Butter. I'm pretty sure those are going to be the standout characters of the season. Because, think about it, right? It's also been a recurring thing that, again, from S3, that been hinted on what exactly happened to Applejack, Apple Blue, and Big Mac's parents. Because they keep alluding to from time to time. And it's been heavily implied that they may have died at some point before the series started. And apparently, from what I've read, Lauren Faust herself wanted that to be the case, but even she wasn't sure if the network executives would let them. So apparently, sort of let them, but they don't tell what happened. Even in the episode where they're featured, they didn't really say what happened. They just alluded to them in the past tense. But holy crap, those 2 characters are adorable. They are very wholesome. That's what I really like about it, because both of them are very, very wholesome. Honestly, I like Bright Mac more, but you can't have one without the other. So both of them together are my favorite character of the season. That being said, if I had to choose a singular character, a character I would hate to love, right? A character that I don't want to like this character, but I just do because of premise and potential lore. What happens if Celestia became evil? Dude, I remember seeing fan art of Daybreaker, as she called herself, long before I started watching like S5 maybe. Like, I've seen some fan art and I'm thinking, is that supposed to be an Neo Celestia? Huh, interesting fan art. Well, I didn't expect that to be real. I didn't expect it to actually be real. When I saw that being real, I was like, wait a minute, it's actually real? I've seen fan art of this. But yeah, what would happen if Celestia was evil? Or what happens if Celestia got hit by the nightmare thing that Luna did to become Nightmare Moon? Holy crud! I'm sorry, even though it's more of an imagination and more of a what-if scenario, it's like not even a what-if scenario, just more of a dream. But it's a very interesting what-if scenario, and holy crap, I kind of want to see more an actual what-if scenario with Daybreaker. Like, to be honest, imagine if like Daybreak scenario happened in that one in the end of S6 and S5, you know, where the how do I say, where they go to alternate futures and the Nightmare Moon, like, alternate future where it had something to do with Daybreaker, and just her just end up being the lesser of two evils. This is what I call, like, potential lore. So, again, it's this one thing I really love about Battle of Ponies, Battle of Friendship is Magic, is the lore behind it. And this show, the writers of the show make really good lore. And that's what I really love about the show. And why I'm still watching it, why I'm not watching Adventure Time anymore. So I really like this potential lore. Anyway, my least favorite character, my hated character, to be honest, no one. This is actually a very rare instance, and not even a background pony is a character I hate. Granted, there is kind of one, but it's more of a collection of ponies that would lead to my favorite moment, but it's in itself not a character. So I don't have a least favorite character. But if I had to choose one, I would say the closest thing is Star Swirl. I don't know, he's a bit of a jerk. He's quite the jerk. Granted, the thing is, I would consider him a jerk with a reason to be a jerk. The circumstances that he ended up in the finale, it's more of an I get it, but you're still a jerk kind of character, and I'm alright with it. Heck, I had this like pony headcanon for years that involved Star Swirl actually not being a nice guy, and however that finale ruined the headcanon, considered timelines and stuff. So I'm not gonna dwell on that. That's not important, and you don't want to know what I'm going with. My favorite moment. Okay, there are two, and they're both ridiculous. And the favorite moment in this is just where did this come from? How did this happen? But I'm glad it happened. So, from the first episode of the season, Starlight was it Starlight or Twilight? It's one of the two, right? I'm pretty sure it's Twilight because it's Twilight. Where she was imagining, because her and Celestia were considering, letting her go, letting Starlight go, and let her do her own thing. Essentially, let Starlight be S1 Twilight. It's like because the first episode in this is like someone alluding to the lore for the first episode of MLP, like in S1. Speaking of, before I get to that moment, is it weird that only just now Celestia became aware, or because you know how sometimes Sometimes, like, some other opponents were saying, like, what name of Celestia is this? You know how certain expressions using the name, using God, like, oh my God, or what name of God is going on here, and just replacing God with Celestia, because she's the kind of close equivalent to a god in Equestria, at least historically so, according to the lore. And Celestia herself, just hearing Twilight say a phrase like that, and say, wait a minute, what? Wait, it's like, oh wait. That's kind of funny. It's like, oh, I wasn't aware of being used for phrases like that. I just find that hilarious. Like, her being aware of it this late into the show is just funny. Anyway, the moment in question. Apparently, Twilight thought, like, how her friendship with Ember would be like.
Ember! Starlight!
Is that a mother flipping Predator reference? I used that clip for when I got Brave Ephraim in Fed. I used that clip, and then when I saw that clip, or I saw that moment, I'm thinking, wait a minute, didn't I use this clip before? Like, my notes for this is, the Predator, you son of a bee handshake. I can't believe that, of all things, in Pony. Now, speaking of, I can't believe that of all things is in Pony, my second favorite moment. What the heck just happened? Episode 9. So, Rarity isn't exactly at her most, sane, I guess. Because of Applejack, unintentionally, dissing everyone, unintentionally, like, being way too critical and insulting everyone, doing designs and stuff, because, like, she wanted to be brutally honest. Emphasis on brutally. Underline that. So, naturally, Rarity is just not a very good mood. And then Pinky somehow has a guitar saying, oh, how, strumming guitar kind of makes it more relaxing. She pulled this.
Wanna try? Music is very relaxing. Sure. Much better.
She pulled the flippin' Let's Go. my reaction to this, I write down is, in all caps, did Rarity pull a Let's Go? What? Now, for those who know who Retzko is, a Gretzko. It's an anime of sorts. I guess it's called an anime. I guess the art style is kind of like Hello Kitty, because of the Sanrio, same people with the designs. The main character, who is a salary woman, and who's, let's just say that stuff related to her job is not making her feel right? So she vents out all the anger that she has accumulated every single day by going into some sort of karaoke place and just screams heavy metal at the top of her lungs. Where she normally is just the cute panda girl, right? But no, when she picks up that mic, all heck breaks loose. That's like a Gretzko in a nutshell, okay? Basically, Rarity pulled that, where she just like took the guitar and just like storming like crazy, and then immediately after, Rarity felt relaxed. So those are my favorite moments. The completely unexpected references and just out of nowhere tone shifts, like for just a brief moment. That's what I really like about this freaking show. Just random, like, bursts of stuff like that. Now, these favorite moments, my hated moment. Okay, now this moment it's less of a hated moment and more of a I get it, but I still don't like it. It's kind of like why I kind of like Star Swirl. It's more of an, I get why this character is like this, but still. Episode 14. Twilight and Starlight had the bright idea to take the friendship journals from way back when, making copies of it and releasing it to the public as some sort of book. Right? Now, Twilight thought that, maybe all the ponies would take the lessons that we've learned all over the years and apply to themselves. What actually happened, and honestly, if it were me, if I was in there, I would actually predict that coming. Because why would you do such a thing? Because clearly, Twilight isn't exactly a storyteller. Like, if Daring Do was in there, she would immediately tell Twilight, no, it's not how you do it. What immediately happened is that everyone decided to go all out and say who's best pony, making them celebrities of sorts. So basically, this is a blank is best pony episode with all of the cringe and all of the nasty stuff and all the toxic fandom included. My hated moment is, and it's weird thing because it's Fluttershy. Here's the thing about Fluttershy, right? You know, as states how much I like Fluttershy now, right? So this random pony, right? Was it 3 or 4 random ponies? They were just absolutely I won't say bullying her, but I'm calling it bullying her. That we deserve to. We are entitled. There's that word. There's that word that the trigger word that most sane people hate. We are entitled to know. Why do you keep learning the exact same lessons over and over again?
We want answers!
Yeah, we're entitled to know! What is it, every pony? We want to know why Fluttershy keeps learning the same thing over and over again. Be assertive already!
So, again, this is more of an I get. This is the reason why I don't like Fluttershy. I don't like Fluttershy because she doesn't really learn that much, but...
Listen up, I am more assertive. And yes, it took me a while to get there. But can you honestly say that you could learn something one time and completely change who you are? I didn't think so.
Because this is post-S6 Fluttershy, I like her a lot more. Because she got more assertive. She changed a lot. And she changed for the better. In character and, for me specifically. But, another random pony is saying, nah, you changed. You changed way too much. Nah, get out of here. And it's just nah, Fluttershy is adorable. Fluttershy's adorable that she has learned a lesson, right? And the episode is saying for Fluttershy that, yeah, I have learned all the same lessons over and over again. But guess what? Who learns one lesson and changes completely? Who does that in real life? And I kind of get it. Because sometimes a person might need to learn the same lessons over and over again in order for them to get it. Because it's funny how this one episode, especially I'm not calling it my favorite episode, is and that one hated moment kind of makes me like Fluttershy more. It's kind of weird, right? The moment I consider my least favorite has a point and it emphasizes why Fluttershy is becoming one of my favorite characters, or at least why Fluttershy is getting a large boost in my preferred pony list or something. She's not one of my favorite characters, of course. She ain't topping Maud anytime ever, but Fluttershy's getting a lot better, and I like that. She got the lessons she's learning, and she is doing this better. I like Fluttershy now. So basically, now Pinky's my least favorite Moto. I'll give him a 6. It's also kind of funny that in that same episode, Rainbow Dash is probably the most popular. Applejack is super popular. Twilight is amazing. It's super popular, and everyone else who freaking cares? Pinky's the laughter thing. And like Rarity and Fluttershy, who cares? Throw them out. Throw them to the trash. They're not good. They're not good characters. I mean, I don't know about Pinky, but like, I like Rarity as is. So, anyway, now that we're done with what I really like about Fluttershy again, my favorite song, and it's kind of funny, like, once I heard the song, I'm thinking, wait a minute, didn't I talk about this in an earlier video about My Little Pony? And, well, the song is called Blank Flanks Forever from episode 21. I was thinking, right, while the song was playing, like, wait a minute. I talked about this. I talked about this in S3, I believe, where I had this, like, headcanon that are cutie marks really a blessing or a curse? Because, like, you know, it shows like the image, right? It shows like a representation of the pony themselves and their skill set. And like the main singer, Rumble, who by the way is Thunderlane's brother, and Thunderlane's one of my favorite like background ponies. So I'm just glad he gets an episode. Anyway, kind of glad, and I was thinking that maybe cutie marks really are a curse. That like you have a representation of who you are, what you want to do, but that probably means you're probably stuck doing that thing for the rest of your life. Because there's one background pony who really likes drawing circles, but ends up having a cutie mark about haikus, which is kind of random. But the episode proves that just because you get a cutie mark in one thing doesn't mean you can't do other things. So it doesn't really mean anything. It's just a picture. It's just an image. It's not exactly like an easy example of what you do. So honestly, like, I like the song because it accentuates like kind of a headcanon that I have, and also the party episode that after that song is saying, not really, it's not a curse. It's not something to be worried about. So that is all for my thoughts of season 7. Honestly, good season. Good season. It's sometimes like even though I have like a long list of notes. Honestly, those long notes are mostly there for this video and not really something I would release. So, and it's only maybe one or two episodes that I didn't really put anything on. But, for example, like for episode 11, all I put for the entire notes for the entire episode is it's I, and that's it. But like I do believe that there's a lot of things to know about S7. So that I'm gonna say that's a really good season. Surprisingly, a season where I didn't have a real hated character. Nothing really hated moment. I'm surprised that this is actually a almost pure positive for that. There's nothing really bad about it. Now, next video is not S8. The next video I'm going to do is the movie. And even though it's not as long as a whole season, but I do believe that I need to see the movie before S8. Because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I've heard things about S8 that it contains elements from the movie. So, if I'm not mistaken, I will do the movie next as its own video, and then I will do S8. Now, for S9, it's going to be difficult because it's not on Netflix. Now, I'm going to see if I can find other ways to watch S9, maybe Daily Motion or something. But we'll see what happens for S9 when it happens. So, next week, hopefully, maybe do next week, I will do the video for the movie. And then after that, the video for S8. So, that is all. See you guys later for the next MLP season. Or, in this case, the movie.